All right, y'all. Welcome to Crossroads Podcast number 14. I'm riding solo dolo tonight, and it's kind of nice to just take a break on a Sunday night from doing too much social media and interview stuff and podcast stuff. But I still am trying to keep the Crossroads Podcast going steady. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's been rad. So far, so good. And I have a lot of people in mind that I've contacted and reached out to. It's just a matter of, you know, right timing. So, in the meantime, I'll fill in the gaps, just doing my own solo stuff. And I just wanted to talk about what the podcast goals are and what I want to do with it. It is, I've always wanted to do a podcast, but I really want to connect more with others. So the point of this is to connect with other independent artists, musicians, bands, even like comedians, filmmakers, independent business owners, really. Uh, even if they're like a hairstylist, tattoo artist, personal fitness trainer, if they're a writer, they write books, or um, singers, rappers, guitar players, different musicians, stuff like that, and connect just with all the independent artists that are kind of in their own scene, the underground. I'm not like a tapped into the mainstream. It's not like I can just hit up Miley Cyrus and be like, "Yo, you want to be on my podcast?" But maybe one day, you never know who we could chat with. I've connected with some really cool people throughout life. So, you know, the sky's the limit. In fact, to infinity and beyond, you know. So, yeah, just trying to get in with people that are independent creators. Maybe they have a YouTube channel or whatever. But yeah, that's my goal with the podcast. And I look forward to connecting with y'all. And I might even just be chopping it up with some old homies on here sometimes and stuff like that. So we'll see. Anyways, I just want to make this kind of a short and sweet one. Just really short, just a couple minutes. Um, I guess maybe I can make it a little longer than that. That's too short and sweet. Um, well, I guess the podcast, I'll tell you a little bit more about it since that's what this is about. Um, it's just a simple idea and concept just to network. And my setup is just like this is literally like a USB mic. And I'm just going through like Zoom and Skype. Maybe I'll use OBS. But I'm also just calling people and they can be on their phones. And I'll just upload it to YouTube. I'm going to get it onto the other podcast platforms. Like Apple Podcasts and whatever else is out there. Try and get on all these different platforms. I'm going to try to do a weekly show with my homie, James the Fountain, Young Signal. We might be able to do things on the show just about the different independent artists we've connected with the week of, and maybe get some music video submissions or song submissions, and then maybe we'll just kind of see what's happening in pop culture, whatever's the hot topics of that week, chop it up about that, and just what we got going on in our lives. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's been fun. I've done it with a lot of like rappers so far, and have just started to talk with more like singer songwriters, guitar players, um, and get into bands, because you can do multiple Zoom calls as well, so we could get multiple people in one session. Um, and others, I'm gonna reach out to some more people. You know, I'm just kind of doing it at night, around like 9 o'clock my time, after I put the kids to bed, and have a little bit of time in the studio in the office to do my thing. Take like an hour or two to have a conversation. It ain't that bad, and it's good for networking. It's good to cross promote. That's kind of the idea with the Crossroads brand. Um, yeah, so guess we'll see how it goes. I might eventually get like sponsors, people to sponsor that I shout out in the beginning or the end or the middle, depending on what kind of show we're doing and how long of a pitch I gotta do. For I don't know if this is Kirkland. I'm not sponsored by Kirkland, but I do see a lot of guys that are like Liquid Death, like Steve-O, Jason Ellis, and Tony Hawk. Uh, they always talk about Liquid Death. So you never know. I might get some sponsors eventually. Another reason I'm doing the podcast, I think I could do it forever, literally, where I'm like, dude, I could do this as an old man as I get older, and I'm just chilling at home and talking about life and talking about experiences and what the future might hold and just what the past has been like in life. But um, it's also so that when I get ready to go back on tour and put on shows and perform live music and stuff in front of people out in the Northwest region, and I want to go all throughout the nation and hopefully go to other countries one day and go global, and go around the world, international. Man, a mystery, baby. Groovy, baby. But yeah, so that's the idea with the Crossroads podcast, and it should help fuel any collaborations between us all. It should help people discover other artists and get a good idea of who they are, what they're doing, where they're at, and how to find them on the internet and what services they might provide for others. So it's a good place for other people to market and promote themselves. It's an opportunity for free promotion, basically. And yeah, I've just always wanted to do a podcast because I listen to like Joe Rogan or, um, like I said, Jason Ellis and Tony Hawk or Steve-O and other comedians, even like the Andrew Schultz, Flagrant 2, or even Sean O'Malley and Tim Welch got the Timbo Sugar Show. That's pretty cool. Um, anyways, I just got a ding. I don't know what it's for, but I just wanted to do a short and sweet podcast letting y'all know that these are my goals, is collaborate and connect with as many different people, but independent artists, musicians, business owners throughout the nation, and especially my region, the Northwest. I'm in Montana. And then across the globe, maybe outer space. I might get an alien on here one day. I listen to a lot of Theo Vaughn too. Might get him on here one day. I don't know. Just random. Just talk random and nonsense. Just make people laugh and see where it goes. And yeah, it's pretty chill. And I just wanted to do a little filler show for y'all and let you know that there's more to come. I've already done 13, and once I hit my first 12, I was like, all right, I think we're on a roll here. I started to expand into people that I didn't really have ever even spoken to, really. So that'll be interesting. And it's easy because we don't have to get together in real life, although I might be doing one here soon. First one in person, which will be cool. I might do a test run with like my wife, my kids, my dog, have a conversation with my dog. And you know, yeah, it should be cool. So one day I'd like to have a actual environment where we could hang out and put on these. That's maybe not even a home studio, be more of like a public studio space. But that's further down the road. So thanks for tuning into the Crossroads podcast. One day we'll hit the road, go on a Crossroads tour, and I got my other microphone. I used to do these like interviews, how to make your dreams come true, or like a SOULFIRE showcase. My brand SOULFIRE. I found this MTV microphone, and I would just plug it into my phone so I could record. I got a little adapter. Plug it into the phone, hit record on the phone, do like interviews, and I would do like Riff Raff or Crooked Eye, King Crooked, um, Bubba Sparks, and other, even just underground guys in my scene, and gals, and whatever, just underground artists, independent musicians. Yeah. I'm just going to get back into it, and although I might not be out and about at the bars nowadays because I don't drink anymore, yeah, I've decided to get on the wagon, if that's the right expression, on the wagon, off the wagon. I don't know. I was listening to H3 podcast, or just the H3 podcast, and they were talking about that same thing. On again, or off again, off the wagon, on the wagon. I don't know. I'm not drinking. I'm dry. I don't really plan to drink alcohol again in my life. I mean, I will drink um, some kombucha, which actually has, they say, like, it's like a fermented tea or something. So it says there is, it actually says something like, kombucha is a fermented tea that is naturally occurring alcohol. Do not consume if you're avoiding alcohol due to pregnancy, allergies, sensitivities, or religious beliefs. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if my camera will focus. No? Camera not going to focus? There you go. Do not shake. Swirl gently. I've learned that the hard way. But yeah. Kombucha is a fermented tea that has naturally occurring alcohol. Do not consume if you're avoiding alcohol due to pregnancy, allergies, sensitivities, or religious beliefs. So, yeah, as an alcoholic, it would always crave alcohol, or like I would sit in the studio and drink beer all night, or whiskey or wine, and just make music all night and play music all night. And so then when I would start doing it without the alcohol, it was really weird because it was just like my buddy. If I was playing alone and had a drink, I wasn't so alone. I had my little partner to play music with, the spirits. Now I just have some kombucha. So, I don't know. They say there's like less than 0.5% alcohol in them, but yeah, it's not really going to get you drunk or anything like that. If anything, it's sort of like kind of like a probiotic or something. I don't know. Anyways, I'm into it. Kind of a hippie. So that's what I'm doing with the, you know, with my life nowadays. Is trying to get cleaner, be a little more positive influence. My kids are getting older and everything, so change up my approach, my creation, and the energy and intention behind it all. Be a little more peace, love, and harmony. Control my anger and try to be happier and not so sad and depressed. Dealing with depression, you know. Alcohol didn't help depression as a depressant. It's like it would kind of help, but not really. And then I would just act out in anger and just be depressed. So you'd be sad about like just life in general, like life could be fine and dandy, and you're just like suicidal, and they're just like not thinking straight, not thinking right, and it's just a negative effect of abusing substances a lot of the time, and brain chemistry, and not having it balanced out, so being holed up inside, having to get more sunlight and interaction. But yeah, just go through phases of life of periods of isolation and self-reflection, and like, who are you? What do you want to do with your life? I go through those periods of like, what am I trying to actually do and manifest? What do I want out of my life? What's the dream goal to accomplish? And then start to figure out how you're going to do that. Start to take the steps towards your goals. And that's what I'm doing with the podcast, is taking it one podcast at a time. And it's been really good so far, especially because I've been able to connect with these people so much better than through a Facebook message or, you know, Instagram or YouTube video. Like I said, I used to be out and about in the scene a lot more, and then COVID hit, and that just enhanced the isolation more with quarantine and everything. So, it kind of has this effect on your psychology, or at least mine, where it's like, okay, I got to regroup and maybe, like I said, kind of turn over a new leaf, reform, and go through this growth phase of just becoming a better person, really, and doing what I can to help other people become better people. That's why I'm doing a little more like how-tos or advice videos or do-it-yourself videos, where I can give some people advice on how to do things on the internet with your music or independent art, how to market a little better. And I'm trying to get better. I'm not perfect at any of these. There's, in fact, a lot of other people that are way better than me. I'm just trying to connect with people on my wavelength and that vibe with me, and just be honest about my experiences and what works, what doesn't work, and what I'm trying to do with my business and developing a network forever, because this isn't just a fly by night thing for me. I've been building this and developing SOULFIRE Unlimited for like 10 years now. I started it in 2012. And man, that's like when I started producing beats and everything, and they were not very good. But it was a start. And it took me a long time just to learn a lot of things and to get really good at the craft. And I don't even think I'm the best or the greatest, but I'm a lot better than I used to be. And of course, you could feed your ego and become a megalomaniac that's like, this is the greatest work ever to grace the planet, But, and of course, you know, you gotta think that your art is great, but we're usually our worst critics too, and we're never truly satisfied. We always look back on things, I find, and like, I could have been better. But that's something you have to learn as an artist, is how to just release it and let it go and move on from it. Even with the podcast, it's like you might have one podcast and look back and be like, oh man, I could have done so much better. I should redo it and start all over and scratch them and scrap them. But I'm like, no, dude, people still love it. They love to listen. And we can always talk again on future podcasts and come back to the XROADZ podcast again. I hope you all come back to the XROADZ podcast and we develop a cool audience, and that the audience grows from here, where the different artists, fans come here and listen in and get to understand each other more, and then they might discover some more people, just like if they're listening to No Jumper or DJ Vlad or other channels like that, Blackie Speaks, or just these kind of commentary channels and different shows like The Breakfast Club, different radio shows. It's just nice how nowadays we can kind of host our own shows We all got the internet. We all got smartphones. Most of us that live within the matrix. So yeah, I might even get a Patreon going eventually. I mean, people can always go donate at soulfireunlimited.com. There's like a donations thing in there, but I might have some specialties that as we get developed where, if you pay, then you might get something out of it, a little benefit or reward. I don't know if it would be more stuff that we don't air live, or we might go live eventually. I haven't gotten to live yet. I do have the capabilities. I just want to get a little bit better at it, and I'm not trying to do much editing at all. So I'm just trying to do things on the fly. I might start using Restream, and I do want to start doing other people's podcasts more as well. I've done somebody else's, the Real Ones podcast with Bud Leading and Brandon Blackman, Kaz Hustle, and Melissa Rose, which shout out to them, check them out. Yeah, so I'm trying to do this forever. It's just become part of my life, part of my normal routine, and it has so far in the last month. So I dig it. But other than XROADZ Podcast, I'm also working on XROADZ Music and SOULFIRE Beats. Got the Cypher going on right now where other artists can pick a beat. I'll send it over. They record a feature. We'll do an official release and split the royalties. I'm trying to do it for each individual state with different artists I found in each state that want to collaborate. And I have other deals at SOULFIRE Beats shop, and links down below. SOULFIREUnlimited.com/beats. Still doing graphics. Be doing album art, logos, flyer designs, cartoons, doing animations. If you need any cartoons, I mainly have just done hip hop music videos. And yeah. So next year we'll hit the road. We'll see each other in person. It'll be righteous. Be totally rad. In the meantime, stay tuned in with the videos. I'm shooting more music videos again, and I have another project coming out with Revolving Productions. James Dilge features on it as a lead guitar player. It's Falling from Grace, a XROADZ single. It's super rad, super dope. Filmed it back in my hometown. Had to go back to Great Falls, Montana. Not too far from where I'm living now, but yeah, hopefully next year we get pretty far out on the map. Do the Northwest, West Coast tour. I might even try to go down to Florida and Georgia area. I don't know. We'll see what we can do. I want to fly out to Hawaii one day. I might even go check out Alaska one day. Might even go to Ireland. We'll see. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. If you are tuned in, drop a comment down below. Let me know where you are, and let me know what you think of the show. And if you have any ideas or thoughts, I'm trying to do timestamps. My homie was telling me about that, so I'm going to try and be better about timestamps. I don't ever write questions down to like ask people questions. I don't even know if I should. I'm trying to keep it pretty, casual. Just off the cuff, nonchalant, real, one-on-one, like you're talking to a homie. And yeah. So, shout out, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. I don't even know if I'll air this. I probably will because it'll be a little filler. I got another one coming up with a rap metal group, The Unforgiven. Also talked to another singer-songwriter. Melissa Rose is going to come on here too. She's a female vocalist out in Georgia. She's working with the Theme Team guys in the Real Ones podcast. But the Lucky Valentines, I was talking to them about getting on here. I got a bunch of hip-hop artists lined up. We'll see who we can get. I put the word out to a bunch of people. we'll see. Yeah, my homies 420 the Great, Kilo. I talked to Foreshadow. I've even talked to Nick Busy, Filth and Foul, Contact, and a bunch of other people. I can't even think of everybody right now. I do have them written down. I'm trying to be better about that. Making a list, checking it twice. And it don't matter if you're naughty or nice. I'd be talking to people that be kind of edgy and aggressive style or darker, and then other people that are more like friendly, nice, vibey, soft sounds of like folk and country and nice. And then there would be like some heavy metal rock music. But yeah, man, it's my vibe. It's the crossroads. A little bit of everything. Just trying to connect with y'all and then get together in the real world. One day we'll throw a festival. Be righteous. Anyways, I might hit the 27-minute mark. One day we'll go in depth. And we'll have some specialty episodes. Maybe some holiday episodes. We'll have a Christmas one and a New Year's one. Anyways, maybe a Thanksgiving one. Thanksgiving's coming up. I should have had a Halloween special. But anyways, you're always special. Everyone is special. Every one of y'all are special. Don't ever forget that. But, crossroads. Maybe I'm just nobody special. That's the secret. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. I'm just sitting down, sitting in my rolly chair. One day we'll get out there in the real world again with the MTV microphone. I'm going to have to get a little MTTV microphone and bring it back. All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Okay. I'm going to peace out. Another Crossroads podcast, number 14. Stay tuned for new guests on future episodes. Blah!